Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. And the first thing I want to say is Happy Halloween to everybody watching. Now, you may be watching this after the fact, and if so, I hope you had an awesome Halloween holiday. But if you're watching it leading up to it when this video comes out, I hope your Halloween is an incredibly fun time. Hopefully you guys have had a great time this month watching horror movies, reading horror stories, picking pumpkins, going to hay rides, haunted houses, whatever it is, however you celebrate the holiday. I hope it has been an awesome time for you. It has just been a chaotic past month for me, really. I ended up switching jobs at the beginning of the month, and just trying to fall into that new schedule and new everything is always, it always takes a toll. So it has been pretty chaotic. So unfortunately, I don't have any 13 days of Halloween or anything like that planned for this year, but I did want to celebrate the holiday the best way I know how, and that's by sharing a bunch of cool new pickups with you guys. All of these are DVD and Blu-ray that fall into the horror genre. We have Anchor Bay in this mix today. We have 88 Films, Scream Factory, Arrow Video. This thing runs the gamut. The only thing they share in common is that I picked these all up secondhand. So this is a used media haul. So with that said, guys, you know what though? Before I get into the video, let me just throw this question out there. I'd love to hear some recommendations from you guys on any underrated horror gems or underrated Halloween specific movies. One that immediately comes to my mind is the movie called Haunt. It's a few years old now, but it is just a fantastic indie horror film that I highly recommend, especially if you're into haunted houses. It just does such a unique job with it. Very brutal and just an awesome horror movie. But let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite underrated horror gem or Halloween movie? I would love to hear about that. But with that said, guys, we have a dozen items to get through today, so let's stop jabbering and let's get to it. With that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into a horror movie, Blu-ray, that's the term, and DVD haul. So we'll get started with the DVDs that I picked up recently, and this first one here is from Dark Sky Films, and it's fittingly titled The Dark. So this one I picked up from Disc Replay, so about $2 for this, plus I'm sure I did a buy 5 get 1 free, because that's what I tend to always do when I can. But this one says on the back here that it is part gothic fairy tale and part chilling horror, directed by Justin P. Lang. It's his debut feature. So we will see if this one is any good or not. It looks really good just from the cover and the pictures on the back. Doesn't look to be super cheap or anything, though I'm sure it is an independent film. So I'm hoping this one turns out to be kind of a hidden gem itself, but we will see. This first one here is called The Dark. I have 3 more DVDs in today's video, and they all happen to be from Anchor Bay, which is always just a fun line to collect for. So I was really surprised I didn't own this already, but this is Mother's Day. So this one is a remake of the Trauma film from way back in the day, and it's directed, as you can see here, from the director of Saw 2, 3, and 4, so that's Darren Lynn Bousman. Now, I've seen, of course, Saw 2, 3, and 4 quite a few times. Actually, I have them arriving on 4K over the next couple of days here as I'm filming, and so I'll be rewatching them very recent to this. But yeah, I'm just excited to check this one out and see how it is. It has a pretty good cast with Rebecca De Mornay is in this one. But I love on the back here, it says it's hailed as I Spit on Your Grave mixed with Texas Chainsaw Massacre with heavy portions of Friday the 13th. I mean, it's a graphic remake. Like, what am I not to love here? Like, these are all things I thoroughly enjoy. And it has the slipcover with it, which is cool. Now, it does have the old Walmart sticker, but hey, is what it is. I just think this is a really cool find and one that I'm happy now to own in the collection. So this one from Anchor Bay is Mother's Day. The first 2 DVDs were from Disc Replay, but these 2 were intentional finds off of eBay. So I have a whole video. I've been talking about this video for well over a year now. I just haven't filmed it yet, but I will eventually here, I swear. Anyway, I have a bunch of like double dips, right? And that's what these 2 represent, are double dips. So I pulled them from that video and just am including them here since they are horror themed, and it just fit this video better. So this first one here, I'm really excited about. This is the 30th anniversary limited edition release of Night of the Living Dead, and as you can see, this guy is still sealed up, which is just ridiculous. I love that. So why did I pick this one up? Why was this part of my double dip collection of sorts? It's because this is the only way to get this unique edit of the film that was done by John Russo. And I have to shout out Christian over at Planet CHH because he talked about this one in a video not too long ago. And actually, as of filming, he posted a short today that talked about this one again. But yeah, this is just interesting. Now, for everything I hear, the Russo cut of this is not good by any stretch of the imagination, but I have to see it, and I never have before. So I thought, you know what? I'm picking this up. It was relatively cheap. I want to say under 12 bucks from eBay. And so I'm definitely going to check this out at some point soon here because I really just want to see what this is and how it's different from the version that I know. So you can see on the back here, which I'll show in just a second, this is the 30th anniversary edition with over 15 minutes of new scenes. Plus it has a 1998 edition of the original 90-minute edit with an all-new musical score. So from what I understand, the only way that John A. Russo could release this and, earn money from it was if he did this different cut of the film. And so that's kind of how he got around the copyright of the movie. Don't quote me on that. I believe that's what I was learning from Christian's video. And so that's interesting. And it's just a piece of horror history. And because of that, I want it in the collection. So had to double dip on this one. This is Night of the Living Dead, the 30th anniversary edition. And the other double dip from today's video is just cool, in my opinion. Another one I picked up off of eBay. I would love to get the other one that they have of this, which is Halloween 4, but I couldn't find that one for a good price yet. So I just grabbed Halloween 5 in this really cool collector's tin. Like, this thing is awesome. Now, it's not in the best shape. Quite frankly, it was shipped to me just terribly. This is a tin, right? So they damage easily. The person didn't put any packaging protection whatsoever. It was just wrapped in like not even cardboard. It was like paper, essentially. Brown paper it was wrapped in. It was terrible. And so whatever, it is what it is. I bought this for significantly cheaper than any of the other listings I've seen online. So yeah, there's nothing terribly unique about this other than the packaging, but I'm a huge Halloween fan, so I figured I wanted to pick it up and add it to the collection. Let me actually open this one up here so you can see on the back. Oh, and that's the other cool thing. Kind of a low number. This is number 162 of 15,000. And actually, this one here is number 3,513 of 15,000. So not bad in terms of the numbers themselves. But anyway, taking the lid off here, you can see this has a booklet with it. Now, I thought the booklet might have essays or something like that. That's not the case, but I'll show you that in just a second. And then we have the chapter selection here on one side, along with the poster on the other, which I always think is fun. And then you have the DVD itself in a CD case with nothing included with it. Like, it's just so random. Now, am I going to sit down and watch this version of it? Probably not. It's just for the collection, but I still think it's pretty cool. But let me show the booklet real quick because, like I said, it's just not what I thought it was. But you can see on the inside here, and then we go through it. So, of course, we have Danielle Harris in here. And it's just pictures. As you work here all the way through it, it's just a picture booklet, which is pretty cool, but not what I was expecting, honestly, coming into it. But I think it's still really fun to have in the collection. So, yeah, I think this is a fun ad. Not terribly cheap, but not terribly expensive. I don't want to say I want to say I spent 15 bucks on this and that's shipped. So pretty good because you can find this on eBay for 30, 40 bucks. So pretty good for what it was. I actually won an auction, which I never do auctions, but given the low price, I decided to give it a shot. So anyway, the other double dip from today from Anchor Bay, we have Halloween 5 in its limited edition tin. So let's move over to the Blu-rays now, and these first two are just kind of standard studio releases, but first up here we have The Unborn on Blu-ray. So this movie is kind of a mediocre horror film, to be honest with you, but I've seen it a couple times and I enjoy it well enough that I wanted it in the collection. And I love also that it has both the theatrical and the unrated cut with it. Love that I don't have to search out a DVD or anything like that to get the theatrical. It's just included here, which makes me very happy. But yeah, this is a pretty good movie. This was one that kind of spun off from the J-horror remake craze. Now this is not a remake. I don't mean that. It's just gives similar vibes to those J-horror remakes of the mid-2000s. Frankly, I don't even remember what year this is. Probably late 2000s, I want to say. I don't know. I'll put it up here. I don't see it offhand here. But anyway, one I wanted for the collection. And actually, when I went to Disc Replay not too long ago, I found this one and it was like $20+. And I was blown away that this mid-horror movie was so expensive. So of course I didn't buy it there. I went to another used media shop called Media Reload, also relatively in my area. And they had it for $4. So of course, I was picking it up then. So yeah, happy to have it in the collection. Even though it isn't the greatest thing ever, it's still worthy of being in the collection. This is The Unborn. Next up is another one that I was quite surprised I didn't have in the collection because I really enjoyed this one, and it is a remake. This is Sorority Row. Now, this one, I don't think gets a lot of love, and I respect that. It's not fantastic at all, but I enjoyed the heck out of this movie. I think it's a lot of fun. And it has, oh, I don't know her name, but it's, where is she? Right there. She is the, like, best friend from Even Stevens, who I had such a crush on growing up. And so seeing her in this, I thought was just super cool. Now, this is one that I definitely need to revisit, but I've seen it probably 2 or 3 times over the years. But very happy to own it in the collection now. And you can see this one actually does have the French with it, so it's most likely a Canadian release, which is fine. I got a bunch of those when I was shopping at Dollar Tree, you know, a few years ago, so no problems there. Just really happy to own this one. This is Sorority Row. This one is actually in brand new condition, so I couldn't pass it up, and it is a label release here. This is Ghost House Underground, Psych 9. Now, one that I thought I owned on DVD, but apparently I did not, at least it's not in my collection app. Yeah, and it has Carrie Elwes in it, which is just interesting to me. I guess he plays a doctor in this. Yeah, but anyway, it takes place, of course, in a psych ward or a psych hospital, whatever you want to call it, and looks to be interesting. And anything with these, like, labels on it, I've said it all the time. I always pick those up if I don't have them. So, yeah, this was a no-brainer for me. And this one's from Lionsgate as well. So, yeah, happy to have this from my Ghost House Underground collection. We have Psych 9. So I have 3 in a row here that are from Scream Factory, Shout Factory label. So this first one is a super underrated movie. It looks, well, let me show you what it is. It's called Stung, and I love this poster art for it, but you might be possibly more familiar with, well, you can't even see it. Let me get it out of here. The reversible cover art, which looks like that. And this just makes it look like a cheap, you know, one of those like a sci-fi creature features that you see all the time that are not worth your time. Not this at all. This is such a fun movie. Now, it's been a number of years since I've seen it, but I remember being kind of blown away with how much fun this movie was. Sure, it's a low-budget creature feature, but it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel cheap, and it doesn't feel like it's wasting your time, which is frankly the most important thing. I had such a good time with this, and I was really excited to find this one on Blu-ray. This one was a little pricier. I want to say about like $12, $15 at Disc Replay. Not typically how much I spend on Blu-rays at Disc Replay, but I had to add this one to the collection. This is Stung, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Speaking of movies that were a little bit pricier at Disc Replay, but I decided to pull the trigger on anyway, we have Rabid. Now, this one was going for around $20, if I'm not mistaken, but I was doing like the buy 5, get 1, so that always makes that price go down a little bit. And it goes for the same price on eBay. I always check it. If it's not like one of those $3 to $5 Blu-rays, I always check on eBay just to make sure I can't get it cheaper elsewhere. And this was about $20 on eBay anyway, so I figured I would pick it up to go with that buy 2, get 1. But this one is from the Soska sisters, I believe is how you say that. And it is, of course, a remake of the Cronenberg film that is actually coming out on 4K toward the end of this year. I have that one pre-ordered and I'm looking forward to checking that one out. But yeah, happy to have this in the collection, especially with the slipcover. Really cool find. Cannot wait to check this out. I want to say this is like a not really a zombie movie, but kind of that same idea, that same tone. So yeah, excited to check this one out. We have Rabid from the Soska sisters. And the last one from Scream Factory is one that actually, as of right now, as of filming, you can pick this one up on 4K for like $15. So I probably shouldn't have grabbed this one, but of course I didn't know that Scream Factory was going to have these ridiculous sales going on, you know, a week or two later. But I picked up Humanoids from the Deep. Now, this is you can see it's the Roger Corman Classics line of it, which I think is really cool. And I'll mention that line, that label is not included on the 4K. So clearly this was worth the money to have that label on there anyway. Of course, I'm just joking, but yeah, this is another one. So that is the reversible cover art. And then on the inside, we have this cover art here. Hopefully there's no nudity in that. I don't think there is. But yeah, I went with the original cover art on this one. I think this looks awesome. So yeah, very happy to have this in the collection. Now I have seen this one. It's been probably 10 years since I've seen it, so I don't remember too much of it, but it's a fun, just ridiculous horror movie. So had to add it to the collection. Very happy to own it in my Scream Factory collection at that. So don't do what I did and buy the Blu-ray. Go ahead and get the 4K for like the same price as you can get the Blu-ray nowadays, unless you don't, of course, that's if you're a 4K collector. Obviously, that's the right way to go. But anyway, this is Humanoids from the Deep, part of the Roger Corman cult classic line. This next one is from Arrow Video, and frankly, it might be more sci-fi than horror, but you guys can let me know down in the comments. This is called The Guyver, and I was just thinking about it as I started picking this one up. I think there was a novelization released of this movie not too long ago. Now, I don't know who released it, but I remember seeing something about that. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what my memory's telling me anyway. But this one is, I put it in the horror video haul here because it's from the team behind Reanimator, which is a horror classic, and it's produced by Brian Yuzna, who did, horror movies. He did Society, for example, which is crazy. If you've seen The Substance, but you haven't seen Society, do yourself a favor and check out Society. It is very clear that The Substance was inspired by Brian Yuzna's Society. But anyway, that's a tangent. So this one looks interesting. It is, like it says on the back here, part human, part alien, pure superpower. So should be fun. And Mark Hamill is in this one. That is he in it? I don't know. He's either in it. Yes, he is. He's right there. Like, that's awesome. So yeah, this one should be a lot of fun, whether it's horror or sci-fi, maybe a mix of both. Excited to check out The Guyver from Arrow Video. And last but not least today is a release from 88 Films, and this is a Region B release. This is Man from Deep River. And if I'm not mistaken, there is another name for this, but I don't know what it is offhand. But yeah, this one looks very interesting to me. This is a cannibal movie, and it actually says on the back here that this was long before Cannibal Holocaust. So I have no idea. Going to be very interesting. I have a decent cannibal movie collection, so this is now a part of it. I would show you the back, but well, let me do this, because yeah, there is nudity on this, which obviously you guys don't care, but YouTube does, and so I don't want to get in trouble there. But yeah, very interesting one, and one that also does have reversible cover art, but again, I'll have to show you it this way. Yeah, I know it's really cool. Sacrifice. It's literally right there. I think that was the other name for this one. But anyway, has the whatever little postcard thing with it and essay booklet with it, which is cool. So, I mean, it's complete. And this was, I want to say like $10 or something. Very cheap for what it is. So I thought this was a really cool find from Disc Replay. From 88 Films, the last one from today's video, a cannibal movie called Man from Deep River. It's actually just hitting me right now. Sacrifice must be one of the names, but then I already showed it here. We have Deep River Savages. So apparently there's 3 different titles for this same movie, which is interesting. This is the one I've always known it as Man from Deep River, but let me know if you guys were more familiar with one of those other 2 options as well. All right, so there we are, a fun stack of new horror movies for the collection. Always a good day when you get to add horror movies to the collection, but I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. What have you seen from this pile? What do you recommend from this pile? And most importantly, what is your favorite hidden horror gem or hidden Halloween movie gem that you can recommend me down in the comments below? I'd love to hear what you guys come up with. So that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching and making it all the way to the end here. That support really does mean a lot to me. And happy Halloween once again. Hopefully you guys are going out trick-or-treating with your kids, or just for the heck of it. I don't know, you do you, whatever you want to do. Or you're handing out candy, you're going to haunted houses, whatever it is that you do on Halloween. I hope you have a wonderful time. But with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate that. And before I let you go, I'll just encourage you all to consume some media today. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you all next time.